Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marie Vandewalle. I'm a senior scientist at the Helmholtz Centre for Environmental Research, the so-called UFZ in Leipzig, Germany, where I'm leading a research team on Biodiversity Science-Policy Interface. In the context of my small talk today, I'm the head of the Eklipse management body, and also relevant to this talk, I'm the scientific co-coordinator of the BioAgora project, which is aiming at setting up the EU Science Service for Biodiversity. I would like to warmly thank the organizer of this very exciting festival to have given me the opportunity to present you Eklipse and its key contribution in transforming processes within and between science and policy. So what is Eklipse? Eklipse is a knowledge brokering mechanism created in 2016 to support governments, institutions, business, NGOs to make better informed decisions when it comes to biodiversity. In a nutshell, Eklipse is a science policy interface able to answer policy relevant questions from policymakers, but also from other societal actors on biodiversity related issues. And we do this by synthesizing the best available knowledge using tailored knowledge synthesis methods. The main outputs of Eklipse are a set of ethical, credible, transparent, and jointly developed products, such as, for example, the 17 evidence reports that have been addressing so far policy-relevant topics. The range of requesters is very broad, from NGOs, such as BugLife, to commission services, such as DG Environment or DG Research, to international organizations, such as the World Health Organization or IUCN. We are continuously evaluating the scientific impact of our evidence report. For the first 6 evidence reports, we have collected so far more than 1,300 citations referring to those first 6 evidence reports. We are also in the process of evaluating the policy impact using the web platform Overtone, and we have identified for the first 6 evidence reports more than 30 policy documents which are using those evidence reports either to inform or as justification of their statement in their report. Eklipse is very unique, mainly because it represents the legacy of a long series of EU projects and EU initiatives, and it represents the concretization of decades of ideas and vision on why and how to improve the science policy interface on biodiversity in Europe. I don't really have time to detail this long and winding and visionary road of the biodiversity science policy interface, but the main message is that along this road, the European Commission and the Scientific Committee have set up key actors, key policies, and key processes at the interface to keep improving the way decisions impacting biodiversity are made. And Eklipse, in turn, has also led to the emergence and or influencing other projects, such as, for example, the BioAgora project. BioAgora is a Horizon Europe project, which started in 2022 and will last until 2027. And it is also a very particular project in the sense that it is mandated directly by the European Commission to be building a multifunctional biodiversity science policy interface, including the Science Service for Biodiversity, which is meant to become the scientific pillar of the European Commission through the Knowledge Centre for Biodiversity, which is hosted by the GRC. In other words, BioAgora aims to set up a one-stop shop between knowledge needs from Commission services and the knowledge community. And the ultimate vision of the Science Service is to ratcheting up or improving the implementation of any biodiversity commitment in EU. Over the 5 years project, Eklipse was selected to be used as the knowledge profiling mechanisms supporting the development of the future science service. Why this key role of Eklipse at the European Science Policy Interface landscape? Mainly because of the uniqueness of Eklipse. Here on the screen, you see Eklipse in a nutshell with all its added value. So Eklipse has 5 main functions. The main function, of course, being answering key questions from policy and our society by mobilizing and synthesizing the best available knowledge. What makes Eklipse different is its robust process when answering the need for evidence, in order to ensure that the knowledge synthesized will be perceived as credible, relevant, and legitimate, so that Eklipse can also be used in case of contested issues. Another added value is that Eklipse has a strong focus on networking through building the network of network and organizing capacity building events. Another key added value is that Eklipse has a dedicated method expert working group, advising the expert working group on the best knowledge synthesis methods to answer every request. And last but not least, we built all our activities on a very strong ethical infrastructure, which you can find on our website. Again, the crucial element that makes Eklipse different, as I just mentioned before, is its robust process when we accept to answer the need for evidence. And our functioning unit is what we call a request. And a request in Eklipse jargon means an identified policy-relevant knowledge need that requires an in-depth analysis or a consolidated views from science and other knowledge holders. To give you an example, sorry, my screen is not moving. I would like to give you the example of the first Eklipse process, which was submitted by DG Research. And they wanted to know how we could help building up an evidence and knowledge base on the benefits and challenges of applying nature-based solutions. After the scoping phase, Eklipse refined the question in order to develop an impact evaluation framework to support planning and evaluation of nature-based solution projects. From the call for experts, we had 117 experts who applied to be part of the expert working group, and the best 15 experts were selected by our knowledge coordination body, which is the main body deciding on request and also on the selection of experts. Our method expert working group advised the expert working group to use 2 complementary knowledge synthesis methods to answer this particular request. Both method protocol and the synthesis review were peer-reviewed by 30 individual reviewers. And the final report has led to various types of outputs, from scientific paper to European Commission brief to podcast and etc. The whole process took 8 months. At the end, Eklipse provided DG Research with a framework for future research on nature-based solution. And as a research project applied this Eklipse framework or further develop it, it has become much easier to generate more comparable results and also draw conclusions across different projects in order to build the increasing evidence base, which was the original goal. And this framework has now been used by over 50 million worth of Horizon project across Europe and also in a couple of other nature-based solution projects globally. We have currently 2 ongoing requests at different stages. There is the one from the Empower Us project, which were interested in understanding how community empowerment tools and nature-based solutions can contribute to addressing coastal challenges and building resilient communities. And I'm happy to let you know that the final evidence report is planned to be launched in June. And the second request that is ongoing is a request from DG Environment through the Bioagora project. And they are interested on examining the cumulative impacts of offshore wind farms on marine ecosystem. And I'm also happy to let you know that the call for experts will be out next week on May 21st. This is the whole Eklipse team. So this is a very dedicated team of people who give their time in kind. And there are different governance bodies in Eklipse. As I mentioned before, we have the Knowledge Coordination Body, the so-called KCB, which is there to select the question, select the request to be processed by Eklipse, and also select the expert who will participate to answer those requests. And we also have the Method Expert Working Group, as I mentioned before, who provides and share knowledge about the different available methods for knowledge collation, appraisal, and synthesis to be tailored to each request. And then you have also the Eklipse Management Body, which I'm leading, and this is the governance body that deal with the day-to-day work of Eklipse. And of course, last but not least, we have the ad hoc expert working group selected to answer every request. And with this, I thank you very much for your attention. I hope you got enough interested to go and check on our website on www.eklipse.eu with a K. And yeah, don't hesitate as well to listen to our podcast. And of course, very important, to read our evidence report. Thank you very much and have a nice festival.